不做训练，只讲游戏故事，相信修身。大家好，我是 Zaddy， 欢迎再次回到中世纪的波西米亚。现在是 Treachery Castle 的当地时间中午的11点30分。在经历了一系列磨难以后，从曾经的阶下囚回归了自由身，确定了自己是贵族汉斯卡彭爵士的保镖，所以接下来在城堡里面就只剩下和卡彭少主一起出发南征某一个不知名的 castle 一个城堡。但在出发之前呢，在整片区域还有一些收尾工作，比如说塔霍夫新出了线人的标识，还有在塞米婚礼现场记得帮助老猎人戒酒以后，他提到过，如果以后有空去他家坐一坐，应该有一些话要和咱们聊。另外呢，也是重中之重，磨坊主克雷泽让咱们在城堡里面找到那本书，最后咱们在粪坑里面找到了，要去归还给他。那咱们首先今天第一站是磨坊。营地不理会。来看看磨坊主会怎么说。
Have a nice day, Henry.
I have the book for you.
Well, I must admit, I haven't had an apprentice this handy in a long time. Zinnik has nothing on you.
I had a peek inside. The pictures are nice, but what do you want to learn from them?
You'll find out soon enough. Show me that miraculous thing. This really is something. But why is it all covered in shit, for fuck's sake?
Let's just say the scribe didn't have it. It actually wasn't even in the castle. Under it, really.
Oh, refining saltpeter. Boil wine and alum. Grind. Of course, it makes sense. I'll study the rest on the way. Well, the last chapter of our story of knowledge awaits us. The grand finale.
真是大结局了。
So what now? Do you have another job for me?
Charcoal. Sulfur from Hermes Trismegistos. Saltpeter from the carcass pit. As long as Black Bertolt didn't make any mistakes in his calculations, we have everything.
What Bertold? Oh, God damn it, Crazer, what's going on here? I'm tired of flying back and forth like a rag on a stick. I won't be led around by the nose. Will you finally tell me what's going on?
Believe it or not, all this secrecy had its reasons. But now I don't have to hide anything from you. It's time. We'll meet with the others in the lair, and there you'll learn the whole truth. You go ahead. I'm going to get a few things ready here.
All right then. I hope you keep your word this time.
好了谜题揭晓，咱们来吧。把匪鱼叫出来，匪鱼。这匹马的话，感觉比小灰稍微好看一点。然后要从哪里走来着？看看地图。走反了从下面走。去找一下邦尼。来看看这伙人到底鬼鬼祟祟在做什么东西啊！一天到晚的。间隔了这么久的时间，终于从特罗斯基城堡里面出来了把自己给憋坏了，有一种刑满释放的感觉其实这不是感觉，这确实当然，可能汉斯卡彭给咱们的这个印象更深他是真的吃官司，甚至要断头台咱们只是这个体力处罚，小事情大家都来吧。
What'll happen now?
Our last supper, with only one but very filling course, awaits us.
Crazel, please. For once, just once, tell me what's actually going on.
And rob myself of enjoying your blissful ignorance? Not a chance. Tell me yourself, what do you think is going to happen?
Like always. You'll send me off somewhere to look for something, and you'll have a fancy speech to go with it.
He knows you now as well as we do, Miller.
I do tend to do that, true enough. But no, today things will be different. Bonnie will start today. At least I'll finally see if she understood my teachings. Bonnie?
First of all, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the whole gang for all the work you've done. We could never have finished the job without you. We found 2 new partners, you and Monarch here. It's good to have someone to rely on. So, it's time we started being honest with you, so you can finally learn the whole truth.
Not yet. Let's pull up that uppity bastard's leg a bit longer. That's the fun part.
One more word, Zinek, and you'll get one on the nose.
Calm down, friend. I'm just kidding. Tell him then, Bonnie.
This whole time, you've been collecting ingredients and clues for us. But, so you wouldn't go nosing around, we always told you it was for something different than it actually was.
The miller here calls it tackets.
Tactics, you idiot. And everything worked out according to plan. So today we're finally close to our great success. With the help of Hermes Trismegistos and his successors, we'll finally complete the dream of all alchemists. Our magnum opus.
Exactly, Bonnie.
Magnum opus. A great work of alchemy. You're trying to make the Philosopher's Stone.
I see you've learned something after all. But no, the Philosopher's Stone isn't our goal.
Let's see then, Henry. What is it you think we're making here?
军火啊
Some kind of weapon?
Well, Henry's not too far from the truth after all, don't you think? Actually, he's pretty spot on. Although weapons were our last order of business. Let's start at the beginning. My father was a miller as well, but I was never much interested in the trade. Even as a young boy, I loved running around Lower Samine and investigating everything living and dead. And I had a lot of questions about everything. Then my mother, God rest her soul, decided it'd be best for me to go to study in Prague. As soon as I grew up and gained a bit of sense, I packed my bags and left.
So you went to a university in Prague? The son of a miller?
Why not? My father worked his arse off, and he had the coin for it, miller or not. I met a lot of remarkable people at the university, and my thirst for knowledge kept growing. But in the end, it only took a year of all that pretentious, scholarly blathering and hypocritical nonsense for me to realize I wouldn't learn anything proper there. Most of the students and masters are just a bunch of dogmatic fools. They have their own truth, and those who want to know more or ask the wrong questions fall into disfavor, as was my case.
So they kicked you out?
I didn't give them the pleasure. I left myself. The most important science is not subject to any religious dogma. And, of course, it's not taught at any university.
You mean alchemy?
Exactly. The art of combination and dissolution. The key to understanding the very nature of the world. There's only one queen of science. Alchemy. I returned to the mill in Lower Samine and started a new life.
长话短说吧。
Keep it short, Crazel. I just want to know what it is you're doing here. I don't need to know your life story.
You're the one always asking questions. But fine. Straight to the point. Once I tried mixing sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter. I had a candle burning next to me. A gust of wind scattered the mixture. And all of a sudden, bang! I almost shit myself, I tell you. But then I realized I'd unwittingly created a miracle. Explosive black powder.
So I was right. You're making weapons.
No, it's about much more than that. We're all in on it now.
I couldn't continue my experiments on my own, but Bonnie and Zinnik did a few little jobs for me.
So he initiated us.
But we just still didn't know how to do it right and not blow ourselves up in the process.
And we used up a huge amount of saltpeter and sulfur.
By the way, the manuscript from that Hermes Trismegistos was our shopping list and price list for material from Kuttenberg.
Only we didn't know correct proportions. I looked up a few of my former fellow students and brought it up with them. And we found out that before us, some monk had already made the discovery.
Some fella called Black Bertold. And that he even started writing a book called For Your There.
Feuerwerkbuch.
We couldn't believe our luck when we found out there's a copy of it right here at Trotsky.
And you know the rest.
It's a discovery that will change history. In the right hands, it can make miracles happen. All it takes is a spark, and a storm of fire will sweep away the old world order. It will wipe out stupidity and ignorance, once and for all.
And what will happen now?
As I said, we're about to have our last supper on our journey to satisfy our hunger for knowledge. A feast of smoke and fire. Black Berthold never finished his book, because he never had enough ingredients for his last great experiment. But now, thanks to you, we do. We can finally finish Berthold's work and finish his book. We'll see with our own eyes what a barrel of black powder can do. I hope you're as excited as I am.
所以实锤了啊！之前咱们这个克雷泽让咱们来找这个巢穴的时候，还没跟邦尼碰面的时候，咱们就路过那个十字路口，然后听到了砰一声嘛，对吧？当时还在想这是什么东西啊？其实应该就是邦尼他们在研究这个火药这个爆炸的原理，然后突然就那啥了。
I've heard enough. Now I want to see that with my own eyes.
Let's do it then. Bonnie, is everything ready?
Indeed it is. We can get started. Long live the beautiful new world.
这帮家伙在做一些危险的事情，但是在当时的这个时代背景下，说实话，也确实充满了创造力啊，就不消停，折腾，而且他们做的这个事情，一旦咱们如果上报，直接就是绞刑啊，直接就吊死。好，打火石可以了。亨瑞还是一脸懵逼呢啊！没概念，他们对这个炸药桶没概念。瞧这一个个天真无邪的眼神，满脸的期待。好，雅堂了。一只老鼠。
Looks like it ain't working.
我靠，吓我一跳！只有邦尼是最智慧的。好家伙，树被炸断了。
I'd say it works just fine.
This will change history.
What? I can't hear a thing. But I'd say it works just fine.
好，咱们获得了火药的铅弹火药的配方。嘿嘿，我这耳鸣了，这耳鸣的效果是真的。耳鸣了。
Black powder? I'd never have expected that from Crazel.
Imagine, that monarch of ours is half deaf.
That dog of yours? What does that have to do with the gunpowder magazine?
Just that I was wondering that the explosions didn't bother him at all. At least he won't suffer here. And now I'm not surprised he was so unhappy with that bastard Vasarik. Hey, how did you know what we were actually doing?
I didn't exactly.
But you said weapons. How did you find out? Did we let it slip somehow?
It was clear to me the moment I saw that book. I figured the illustrations were about either painting the walls with something to make them invisible, or demolishing them with some kind of flames.
Whew! That means it's all on Crazel, and I played my role properly. Anyway, you did a damn fine job. You deserve a nickname from me, like I promised. We're going to call you Sourdough.
教母，我去。
Sourdough, eh? Doesn't sound too bad.
See, I told you I was better at coming up with nicknames than Zenek. Take care then, Sourdough. And come back and visit sometime. See you later, my friend.
还能学技能吗？教我点东
I'd
西
like
呗
to。learn something.
And what would you...
偷窃潜行炼金术，先把炼金术学了。
Mysteries of alchemy.
All right.
哇，下午4点了已经。
I'd like to learn
潜
being
行
quick and
All right.
格雷泽还在啊，等着。哎，不能学了吗？我去，天黑了应该是。
Appraisal?
we've been through a lot together. Will you finally tell me more about yourself?
Have you not grown tired of all this constant questioning? I've told you plenty already. And if I left something out, it was for a good reason.
Well, I know about the university, the alchemy, your desire to change the world, but I don't know anything about you as a person.
That's a question I'd like to know the answer to myself. To find yourself and who you really are. Isn't that the only true meaning of life?
You really led me on about the gunpowder magazine, didn't you? A golem made of dough, souls inside saltpeter, the secrets of light and shadow. That was all just empty talk, wasn't it?
Not exactly. It's all based on the real philosophy of the Jewish Kabbalah. I studied the writings of Bonaventura and Dietrich von Freiberg, but it was never in my interest to put their theories into practice. But they work brilliantly as a cover-up, don't you think?
I really thought you'd have a golem made from dough walking around the mill, or that I could become invisible.
Ah, but black powder is no less a miraculous creation.
So for the last time, Crazel, what now?
I'll do what I promised, and what will most likely be my fate. I'm going to gather together all the knowledge I've acquired and finish Black Berthold's book. I'll finish his opus.
Uh-huh. And what about me?
That's up to you, Henry. You're a free man. Lord Samin has no hold over you, and never did. You know, the inevitability of God's plan takes no interest in people like you and me. We'll always be little people, beneath it all.
That sounds somehow hopeful in a peculiar way, I'd say. Now I'm even happier about the great thing we've accomplished here.
The ideal conclusion, I'd say. Maybe it's time to carry sacks at a different mill. But if you're still interested in learning a bit more, drawing from the well of alchemical knowledge...
I know where to find you.
Indeed. Till we meet again, Henry.
你这还能学吗？已经全学会了。
Farewell. And wash up a bit.
OK， 邦尼已经走了啊，这国王也走了。好，这样的话，咱们在整个磨坊这边的任务已经全部完结啊，然后咱们把这个火药的食物给它学了，以后可以做弹药了。做弹药就意味着以后咱们可以拿到枪啊，火药枪。哎，这帮你聊聊呗，还能去
I'd。like to learn.
What would you like?
最后一
I
个
reckon
偷窃
you've got a
？Thanks.
大师级的，好。现在咱们已经是18点了啊，咋了？
What's going on here?
发生了啥？我啥都没做啊，怎么就巡逻起来了？
Very odd. It must be over now.
好了，咱们出发。这个接下来咱们去塞米看看。塞米这个点的话，因为之前的一场干架啊，不知道塞米现在这边的这个领主对我有什么看法？还能进不？现在不太确定啊。哎，可以进。乱乎乎一堆。格纳里队长。
Good evening. What do you need?
好吧，后面没什么需要说的。
And what do you want? I hope your blood has cooled a little since that brawl.
Lord Samin, I'd like to apologize for ruining the wedding. I'm really sorry.
You showed your true colors, Henry. You really let me down. At least you're man enough to come and apologize. Don't apologize just to me, though. Never mind that the wedding cost me a fortune, to hell with that. But you should apologize to my son and his bride. Till we meet again.
那你的儿子在哪呢？
Shouldn't be bothered us here.
你的儿子在哪呢？我要去找你儿子去。
Bandage, quick. Whew.
这是格纳里队长的房间啊，这个房这房间也不能进，我去。 那边更不能进了。这边的话有警卫的，能进不？能进不？啊，不能进，不能进。哎，那你儿子在哪了？我去找他道歉。还有你儿子他老婆，对不对？这是下棋的地方啊，打骰子游戏的地方。警卫，这全撤了啊！这婚礼的道具全部撤了，这边都已经砸坏了，这是我天哪！好吧，那咱们走吧，这里没有什么奇遇了。接下来咱们去塔霍夫。今天估计来不及去那个猎人营地了，猎人的家了，因为马上天黑了。去找拉多万聊聊，虽然咱们任务没有选择拉多万。这时间应该黑了吧？黑天了，果然黑天了。那线索现在应该是问不到了，还能问得到吧
I apologize.
What are you on at this time of night?
What's new around here?
Nothing new.
不可能
It's，quiet here, fortunately.
不是都标记他这儿有线索了，怎么可能没有线索？咱们先睡觉吧，睡到白天。这火药一炸啊，满身都是灰。这个家已经好久好久没回来了。草药。来睡一觉，关门。咱们之前有没有收到书啊？看一下。没有，全学会了。那睡觉吧。9点。去找一下拉多万。哎，拉多万人呢？不是9点了呀？怎么他还没上班啊？我饿了，吃点东西去。74还能吃一口。89可以了。哦，拉多万在这儿呢。
Don't worry. When's the last time you saw the bailiff get anything done on time? That tree will still be here long after. Greetings.
What's new around here?
I don't know about it. It's all been quiet. Farewell.
好吧，看来是真的没有什么消息啊。咱们找旅店老板再聊聊，可能晚上他不给我们，还怎么说？旅店老板
What do you need, my friend?
还真没有。
What's new around?
Nothing new. It's quiet.
好，这里的话就已经全部告一段落了。那咱们直接匪鱼啊，去老猎人的住处。老猎人在这边。之前咱们说小灰是要跑满35公里，然后会升级成超级小灰。啊，这批匪鱼的话呢是要跑满50公里啊，就这样子跑，手动跑，跑满50公里，它会进入超级匪鱼状态，速度很快，应该算速度是仅次于，未来咱们的剧情当中最快匹马的这个第2位，而且负重这些胆量也是几乎是拉满的啊，所以匪鱼还是非常值得练的。
quick.
这里是那个叫什么铁钉大道，
Quick!
划分地界的地方。
Quick!
好，到了。
Whoa!
你怎么在门口呀，老猎人？
Good day. Henry, it's good to see you. Listen, would you like to stop by sometime? After all that's happened, I could really use someone to talk to.
Sure. I'll stop by when I have
不
the
是什
time.
么意思啊？
Do you buy wolf ears?
That's right. You get a few groschen for every dead animal.
12个，能卖多少钱？
Here they are.
A dead wolf is a good wolf. Nobody's going to cry for them around here.
60还可以。
Why don't we go and have a seat somewhere now?
Aye, I did. Come, let's have a seat outside, so we can admire the view at least.
接下来注意他的对话了啊，重要信
Tell me
息。
something. How do you cope? When I asked you to kill those poachers, you went and did it without any remorse.
Well, there's no point crying over them. There are people in this world we could all do without.
Sure, but who's the judge of that? Some people don't deserve to die, but someone kills them anyway.
Why'd you ask?
Being von Burgau's huntsman isn't my only job. From time to time, he gives me a different task.
哦
What do you
吼
mean，by that?
The first time was 2 winters ago. The Chamberlain summoned me one night, said he needed something taken care of. The lass couldn't have been older than 15, a servant at the castle. I saw young Sir Jan being dragged away from her.
Jan.
Von Burgau's son. He's at Sbarrow now, so you couldn't have met him. I don't know what they told her, but she rode behind me obediently. I brought her deep into the woods, and then, when you shoot a deer and it doesn't make a sound, you know you did a good job. It didn't suffer, you know. But this lass shrieked like a banshee.
You killed her.
Was I supposed to refuse an order from my lord?
啊，找他做一些脏活啊。
Who was this girl?
I don't know. I reckon I saw her a few times at the castle. A maid, I suppose. She had hair like straw and blue eyes. I keep seeing her in my dreams.
关键是他才15岁。
Why did von Burgov have her killed?
When I came over to her as she was laying on the ground, screaming, to put her out of her misery, that's when I saw it. She was with child.
我去，
I reckon she was carrying Jan's bastard. And von Burgau was against it.
So that wasn't the only time you had to do something like that?
It wasn't. Usually they just give me a body to get rid of in the woods. The wolves take care of it. But this was different. It haunts my dreams. The only time I forget about it is when I'm drunk senseless.
那第一次杀人啊，
I didn't expect you were going to tell me something like that. If there's anything I can do to help you, let me know.
That's all right, Henry. Lending your ear is more than enough.
Does your family know?
I told Zlata, but not Vitek. The lad is young. He shouldn't have to worry about things like that. But enough talk, Henry. Thanks for sitting here with me. And one more thing. I'd appreciate if you didn't tell anyone about this.
You have my word.
确实啊，他的儿子就是个愣头青，对吧？之前自己喝醉了酒，这儿子都已经就拒绝去救他老爸了。这个儿子对他印象不是很好，虽然是个剑术大师啊。哎，所以从这个侧面可以知道，这von Burgau不是什么好鸟啊，不是什么好鸟。自己儿子犯了错，对吧？把人家女孩子给玷污了，还让她怀了孕，结果做的事情就是让这么一个老猎人过来把这个女的灭口杀了。关键是这个妹子可能被他们洗脑了，都没有反抗，就是那种处于绝望的状态，拉到深山老林里面做了，然后最后尸体呢还没有安葬，还不能安葬到这个叫什么墓地里面去，不能安葬到这边去，就让野狼分尸了，这多惨啊！我的天呐！ 真的是不能接受啊。但是这可能就是当时的时代背景嘛。哎，这里怎么又有线索了？怎么老蹦线索出来？不去了啊，不去了，咱们走吧。正事儿，直接就 Trotsky Castle 了，去找汉斯卡彭去。就看过这么多的世态炎凉啊，对于卡彭的遭遇，真的说没什么好说的，好像他受委屈啊。这小屁孩真的是，就太嫩了，经历东西太少了。温室里的花朵。咱们再吃点东西，有点饿了。好，准备走人。
God bless.
找一下卡彭。等等，这里是皮革匠，看有没有东西可以买啊。皮革匠，骑士口袋我可以要。咱们现在这个看一下，皮带、骑士腰带和骑士口袋可以要的。怎么看属性呀？我天哪，看不到。算了，直接买吧，我都不记得了有没有。咱们议一下价。
Let's talk about the price.
Very well.
压一下
What
价
would you say to this?
Well, if you offer a little bit,
还要加，你也太黑了吧。
finally, pleasure doing business.
OK， 咱们换上啊。盔甲，然后是骑士口袋啊，果然流浪和猎人的可以扔掉了。这边也是，这两个直接啊卖钱吧，卖钱吧。
How can I help you today?
What do you have for...
出售。
I hope you'll be satisfied, my friend.
咱们先去自己的储藏点啊，睡觉的地方。来看看之前从游民那边偷的那把绝世神刀能不能拿出来用了，还有没有这个偷窃状态？海瑟琳，你还是不理我吗？这个视角真的是春光乍现，风景太美了。卡彭这个时候怎么在上面呀？哦，他在这儿呢。拿出来看一下，这把啊军刀141的伤害，有没有偷？还有啊，这种比较尊贵的东西放在箱子里，它的这个消赏金的，就是怎么说呢？就是消偷窃的时间还是蛮长的，所以咱们暂时还是不能用。那就来把这个吧，这个算不算偷？我看一下，这也算偷啊，从这个城堡里偷的，这个千万不能拿出来，拿出来直接就被士兵给通缉了。 那就没别的更好的了，那就我用我宽刃剑吧。来，把刀磨一下，一会儿要用上。哎，这磨刀石呢？在这儿。
No need to sharpen this.
今天咱们将见到，如果不出意外的话，将见到怎么说来着？波西米亚历史上的第一战神啊 ，Young Jessica。技能点来看看，口才、一锤定音、商人、妇女之友、江湖骗子、匠心、艺人、巧舌如簧。这。 后期的这个口才基本上已经没什么有用的了，除了战吼，其他基本上没什么有用的了。然后咱们的技能的话，学术、人文教育、冥想啊，最重要的是这个探险家，他需要18级，咱们现在才14级，还有4级。咱们来一个人文教育。 这样的话，以后咱们嘴炮选择项的时候可以看到它的难易度。偷窃最后2个盗贼之眼，这无所谓了呀。先来个盗贼之眼吧。好，然后战斗没有，全加完了。OK。
I'm ready. We can go.
We can't. We wouldn't make it to Nebakov and back by sunset. We'll meet at the second gate tomorrow at sunrise.
好，你认真的啊？要明天早上啊？那我今天睡觉睡得有点早嘞。书还有没有没看过的？我来看一下，正好学一下。大师研学这个没看，就一本是吧？行，那来吧。坐下，看书。啊？已达到阅读能力等级，还没到，应该是。我看一下，他需要学术技能15级以上才能观看。我现在14级啊，看不了，就不能理解。那我现在应该没法睡觉吧？感觉已经睡过了，要么就干等。不能睡，我先干等吧，咱们干等到深夜，然后再睡觉到早上，甚至可以去偷一波。OK 了，睡觉。6点。朋友应该还没起床吧？再睡一会儿，天还没亮啊。这样总可以了吧？好，可以了，可以了。啊，吃个早饭出门。面包，哎呦，面包都坏了，不能吃了，我去。不能喝酒了，我得去搞点吃的去。这里有没有地方有吃的？厨房，厨房摸点吃的去。看一下啊，不会被发现吧？有脚步声，不能偷了。桌子上东西我能吃不？哇，这居然算偷窃啊！那不管，那我必须得吃，头尾我也得吃。就是干酒，再来一份。好了，暴饮暴食了。
I'm always glad to see
Excuse me?
people like you. God be with you.
卡彭人呢？
Stare once you've finished.
But I
Don't talk that.
Well, should we set off for Nebakov? I don't think I could tolerate another day under one roof with that idiot Schumberg.
Aye. Whenever I see him, I feel like giving him a smack in the mouth as well.
Or 5, which reminds me. Look, I know I behaved like an idiot, but...
我不选这个，不选这个。
Nah, don't worry about it. It's water under the bridge.
I'm in your debt. Talking of debts, there's one more we need to settle. Both of us. That herb-woman, Bozhena, really helped us after that ambush. If it hadn't been for her, we wouldn't have survived.
Aye. You're right.
I gave her my word. And the word of a noble must be kept, as we both know.
Don't worry about it. I took care of it on behalf of both of us.
You did? My word, Henry. You are a true bellator. Only half by birth, but your heart is filled with blue blood.
Thanks, Hans.
How is she getting on, actually? I hope she hasn't had any trouble on account of us.
Not on account of us, no. But... well, it's a complicated story. And not a pleasant one.
Jesus. I'm sorry to hear that, but right now I'm not in the mood for sad stories. You can tell me another time, but now Nebakov awaits us. It's high time we set out so we can get back before nightfall. Carpe diem.
I'm ready.
Let's mount up then.
好，正式出发了啊！
So, I went to see my brother, and to talk about the inheritance. But your father's still alive.
来带路吧。
But he drills all over himself. He gets this feeling that his time's nearly up.
It's nice to be out under the open sky. I was feeling really cramped in those gloomy corridors up there. But I can't deny, this is a real fucking castle. I've never seen anything like it before. Perkstein is just a little fortress in comparison. Von Berghoff certainly knows how to make an impression.
That's true. Von Berghoff must be loaded.
I expect the office of the Royal Chamberlain is a nice earner. Or maybe he shits gold ingots.
但不得不说啊，这毕竟是现在当地非常具有这个地标性的一个建筑啊。
Fuck. This place makes me feel queasy. Memento mori. I could have croaked here and gone off to join my old man in eternity. God rest his soul, and he'd ask me, "So, son, what great deeds have you achieved in life?" And I'd have to tell him, "Well, Pa, I fucked everything up royally, and then they hanged me for poaching." Christ on a stick! I can't have that! When I go to the next life, I need to have something better to tell. A whole lot better.
Well, you'll be telling him how you put a stop to the war in the land, saved King Venceslas, and brought peace to the people.
That doesn't sound too shabby. Only, how to actually achieve it.
瞧这广袤的大地，美如画。
Damn it!
全部都是平
I
原
need。to get my mind on other things and get the feeling I'm living. Let's really spur these horses on, eh? What'd you say?
然后跑不过他，跑
How
不
can
过
I
他。
refuse you anything?
咱们这马
There's
怎么
a
可能跑得
junction
过他
beyond？ Truskovitz with a roadside chapel. Whoever reaches it first wins. So, get ready, forward!
这不讲武德，你们这种这真的是
Quick!
追不上的。没有练过的马是追不上的，练过的马可能还能跟他跑一跑啊。
Quick!
这游戏唯一一个赛马，我是根本跑不过任何人。不讲武德，我靠，还抄近路，你这家伙！
Quick!
越跑越远。
Go!
只能认输。
Quick!
已经是最快速度了，拉满了已经是。
Quick!
哎呀，咱们的妹子还在这儿啊乞讨呢。
Quick!
人呢？又没影子了。
Quick!
Christ, yeah. Oh, I needed that. My head feels a lot clearer now.
I'm glad to hear it.
Thanks for riding with me, old pal.
Think nothing of it. But watch out next time. I won't hold back.
You never give up. That's what I like most about you.
So, what now, Hans?
Like I say, I can see everything clearer now. And the thing that's clearest to me is I won't be trifled with anymore. I'm the Lord of fucking Perkstein. Let everyone know who they have the honor of addressing.
I'm with you on that, noble sir.
Splendid. So, forward to Nebakov. The sooner we get that out of the way, the sooner we can finally start dealing with more important matters.
走吧。卡彭这匹马真漂亮啊，好漂亮。
Audentes fortuna juvat!
又开始发神经了。来看咱们现在走的这条路啊，南部的，也就是之前那个 Pathfinder 啊，伯珍娜他女儿被绑架的这个附近。
We turn right here.
I was thinking about our mission. What do you think of our prospects with von Bergov?
Well, we haven't got off to the best start, have we? But I'll do everything in my power to ensure we succeed. Hanush, Radzig and Jobst are depending on us. If they thought it was a lost cause, they wouldn't have sent me. They'd have sent, you know, someone less important. That's diplomacy in a nutshell. If you're serious about something, you send someone important to add gravity and show respect.
You didn't answer my question.
I did. You just didn't realise. All right, I'll explain. According to what Hanush told me before we set out, von Bergov is no fool. Quite the opposite. Persuading him won't be easy. We have to show him he has more to gain than to lose with us.
This shouldn't be about trade-offs. Sigismund is a usurper who's harming our land. Wenceslas is the true king, and siding with him is a matter of honor.
I agree, Henry. But as you can see, half the Bohemians' nobles don't. More than half, actually. They either see Sigismund as an opportunity, or they're simply fearful and will side with the one who has the upper hand. They'll be holed up on their estates, waiting for the storm to blow over without them having to lift a finger. We have to show them we have the upper hand. It doesn't matter if they side with us out of fear or honor. They just have to side with us. And von Bergov is just the man we need. As soon as we get his support, the majority will follow. Because some nobles will simply do whatever von Bergov does. They will think he's a genius.
I'm glad you feel better.
So am I, my friend. So am I. We still have lots to do before we go back to Ratai. And I was afraid, you know, that I'd fuck it up. And I almost did. But I'm not afraid anymore. Now I see it as an opportunity and a challenge. Any old fool can manage simple tasks. But hard ones, they require a man like Sir Hans Capon of Leipa and Perkstein.
And Henry of Skalitz.
Aye, he faces the hardest tasks of all.
到了。
So, we're here. What now, Sir Hans?
Now, I expect someone will come to greet us. And hopefully not like they did in Trotsky.
Hey, so Yaromir don't receive visitors. You'll have to leave.
I beg your pardon. See to it that he receives me immediately.
Can't be done. Sorry about that.
I am Sir Hans Capon of Leipa, and I am here with a message from Lord von Bergov. So get to it. And if you keep me waiting here much longer, you'll be sorry.
Please be patient for a while, sir.
My word. You got a sharp tongue sometimes. But what if he won't receive us?
He will. Just wait and see.
搞来搞去，作为贵族啊，一直在送信，做个信使。
Come along. Sir Yaromir will be here any moment.
See?
The Lord Jesus Christ be praised.
Forever and ever.
Please excuse our precautions, gentlemen. These are evil times. Well then, Yaromir of Nebakov, at your service. And whom do I have the honor of welcoming to my humble seat?
Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. I am honored, Sir Yaromir. Sir Otto von Bergov asked me to convey to you his cordial greetings, and to parley with you in the matter of the security of this domain.
Certainly, certainly. These are troubled times indeed. Please accept my hospitality, sir. You're surely thirsty after your journey, and you'll have greater comfort in the tower.
An excellent idea. If I may ask that our horses may not be neglected either.
Pelzel, you heard his lordship.
But I've already got 15 animals to deal with. Why doesn't Hurtle do it?
Hurtle has other duties. Stop griping and get to it.
15 horses? My word, sir. You must be doing all right for yourself.
Not entirely. But fortune smiled on me for once at least.
On me too, one could say. I suppose she's doing the rounds in these parts. So, tell me, sir, how did you achieve what you have?
Well, it's a long, complicated story. But I'm guessing von Bergov didn't send you here to find out how well off I am. Or did he?
No, he didn't. I apologize, Sir Yaromir. So, let's proceed to the real reason he sent us. Henry, be prepared. I won't keep Sir Yaromir very long.
Certainly.
Michael, you take Henry here under your wing and make sure he's well taken care of.
Certainly. Henry, eh? Michael's my name, and I welcome you to our little place. It's not the fanciest fortress ever, but you know, I like it here. It serves us well. How was your journey? All good?
友情提醒啊，这个城堡不太正常，不太正常。
Aye. Lovely country. A feast for the eyes.
Well, that's nice to hear, especially from someone from far-off parts. But I must say, my throat is dry. And maybe yours too, eh? Come along with me. We'll soon fix that. I'll make you feel at home and we can have a chat. As I said, the fortress may be small, but the work never stops. Right now, we're repairing the fortifications down there, so don't get under the lad's feet. But you can drop in on Pelzel and check how he's looking after your horses. We're rolling some dice, eh? We've got none of guesswork, so don't all be shy. Invite him to play if he finds himself at a loose end. At least he'll show you how your betters play.
Right you are, Michael. You can rely on me.
And you, Ertel, have you got shit for brains? You've got a guess, for fuck's sake.
I'm sorry, Michael. I didn't know.
Shut your gob and attend to your duties.
Right, I'm going.
呆呆，你过来。呆呆，你过来。
You have a kind
Love to have
master.
a game.
Huh?
Glad to hear it. You're a good lad. I can tell just by looking at you. His work has some...
God be with you. What would you like?
I have a bit of coin again, and I'd like to throw it around. Should we play dice?
What game would you like to play?
有徽章，这最大的。
Nice, as it should be.
Let's play. Loose end, sir? Dice will help.
这是个骗局啊！这是个骗局。为什么是骗局呢？因为这帮人他们在，就是怎么说来着？浪费我的时间。徽章随便来一个吧，来一个镜像得了。
Maybe you're not playing for the first time.
你输了啊！你输了，你输了，你输了，你不可能赢的。1、2、3，啊，不行，一个来。对，继续。他是什么徽章啊？银色先行徽章，好吧，他给500分。怎么还是这样呀？我天哪！
Let it be now. I want to play too.
我是不是选错了？我不是选了个奇数头子吗？怎么老是会出一些6啊之类的？
If I was you, I'd take it.
好的。
Have you lost your mind? You're gonna lose everything.
哎，怎么又是这样啊？奇数头怎么老是出6啊？我真服了，这两个也是。这波完了，这波完了，这波没机会了，这波不能连了，我去，只能这样了。哎，其实我可以搏一下，还是太谨慎了，我怕爆。 但他基本追不上啊，不可能追得上的。
Oh, come on!
15可以。可以，直接起飞。
It's a good thing you don't throw like that all the time.
已经4200了，4300了，已经是。那我想想啊，4300是吧？不行，那咱们还是来2轮啊。哎呦，我的个去哦！可以了。 啊 ，nice， 直接结束了啊，结束战斗。算一下，4000结束了。
My God, why? Why do I even play? Why did I even wager it?
I heard Lord von Berghoff himself sent you. So, what has he sent you with?
That's for their lordships to know. Not me.
Aye. No one tells us commoners anything. Typical lords. But you must have heard something. You know how it goes. You've got ears, ain't you?
这货在打听我们的消息啊。
I've got ears, but I don't crouch at keyholes.
All right, I don't mean to offend you. Tell me one thing, though. Why didn't von Berghoff send one of his own instead of some Lord of Pirkstein and his escort?
Well, I suppose he wanted
这
to
说话
show
很不
respect
尊重
to
哦。
Lord Yaramir. So he didn't send just anyone.
Ah, the way of the nobles. Not something I know much about, but you do, it seems. So your master, Lord Capon of Pirkstein, is somehow significant.
One of the most significant in the Kingdom of Bohemia.
Well, you're lucky you're with him. Look who I'm serving. And you're his, what, page, servant?
His escort. I give advice when he asks for it. But mostly I take care of his security.
Fair enough. I get it. I used to travel with Lord Yaramir, but he barely travels these days, so I don't get out much.
Lord Capon is always getting up to something.
Well, I envy you a bit. But hey, we've had a nice chat. And since you're here, what would you say to a bit of a friendly duel? You've got time to kill, and me too. Let's do something to shorten it. We can do something dignified. We'll clash arms for the glory of our masters. You for yours, me for mine.
I accept your offer. I'd fight for Lord Capon any time and any place.
Then you're the right man in the right place. Get your kit ready, and we can get stuck in.
I don't want to pry, Michael, but Sir Yaramir said he had some luck with horses. That sounds interesting.
Nothing interesting about it. His lordship's affairs are a long story, and a dull one at that.
Well, if there's one thing Lord Capon taught me, it's that noblemen's affairs are never dull.
If you insist, well, you're in for a disappointment. There's nothing interesting about it. Sir Yaramir had these relatives, and they died, God rest their souls, and his lordship inherited some land, but they couldn't give it to him or something, so they gave him horses instead, to make up the amount owed. See? Complicated and dull, but all above board.
You were right. That's nobleman's business for you.
Just so.
Let's do it, Michael.
You don't have to ask twice. We've got some blunt old weapons for practice here, so we'll use them. We don't want to hack each other to pieces, do we?
That's sensible.
We'll do it in a little courtyard behind the gate. Tell me what weapon you want, and we'll get cracking.
单手剑
Some sword will do.
A choice fitting for a nobleman. Give me a moment. I'll put my gear on.
来吧。 练习用剑啊！直接打大师法。哦，闪避身法不错啊。
Bad luck.
很好。再来。
Jesus Christ!
Watch out! Michael is one of the best.
哼。
A good fight. An honourable.
Yeah, I'd say. I haven't had such a good stretch in a long time.
Lord Capon's honour has been defended.
Ha! That it has. Didn't expect you to take me down like that. All honour to you, Henry. Here you go. Something to remember Nebakov by on your journeys with Sir Capon. You won fair and square. If you're feeling a bit sore,
马
go
刺
and see Clara. She'll be in that house beneath the smithy beyond the gate, I reckon. She'll be happy if you show her where it hurts. I might have said this already, but if you've got nothing on your plate, you can have a game of dice's work, or try Pelzel in the stables. I'm sure he'd love to show you how we hold races to pass the time. And if you want to train some other battle skills, you can practice archery with Mark. I reckon you'll find him on the gate.
这家伙给了咱们很多可以消磨时间的内容啊。咱们来看看，接下来咱们去了解关于马匹的信息。动作要快啊！现在有一段隐形的时间在滴答滴答的走，错过了时间，咱们可能就会错过一段真相。
Lovely horses you have here.
Aye, right beauties, ain't they?
There must be more of them than men in the fortress. That many horses must have cost a fortune.
That's right. Sir Yaramir had a stroke of luck.
What stroke of luck was that?
Look, this is Noble's business. I shouldn't go flapping my lips about it.
So there is something dodgy about it, eh?
Bollocks! It's all above board, especially our horses. Why not do something for your own lord's honour instead of insulting my lord's honour? We sometimes have this little race. You've got a horse, so you can show us your riding skills, eh?
Don't try that on with me. I'm the retainer of Lord Capon of Perkstein. So bear that in mind and start talking.
A retainer should know it ain't done to talk about lords' business behind their backs. And if his retainership ain't chicken and knows how to sit on a horse, he could take part in a little friendly race.
I want to hear about the horses.
And I want to see what you can do in the saddle.
Don't try that on me. My pa was a blacksmith, so I had horseshoes and hooves in my hand before I could walk. And I've met enough horse folk to know you shouldn't trust them further than you can throw them.
What do you mean?
The horses. Where did Lord Nebak get them?
All right, if you insist. Well, lucky for him, but not so lucky for others. We came across a bunch of them bandits who prey on folk here. We tore into them and hacked them to pieces. A couple of our lads didn't make it. God rest their souls. But we kicked their asses, and we took their horses. They had loads of them. Who knows where they got them, but that's by the by now.
Hold on. Michael said something different. He said Sir Yaramir inherited them from some deceased relatives.
Aye, that's right. Aye,
对
that
不
was
上
it.
了，对
We
不上
took
了。
some horses from the bandits, and Sir Jerome, Yaramir, got the others from his kin. Aye, that's how it was.
Right. I see. Take good care of those horses, then.
I will. And you, sir. Maybe I mentioned it before, but if you're at a loose end, the horses need to stretch their legs a bit. You could help us out. Just a little race around the area. It would do the horses good. And you, too. And if you managed to beat our lad, you wouldn't go away empty-handed.
那咱们的马是不可能的啊！我不跟你比，好吧？我不赢不了，我赢得了，我可能还是会搞一下的。
His breath stinks.
口臭，他口气太臭了。从他们俩的这个对话，事情不一样，也就是说，他们其中一个人在说谎。好，接下来咱们换衣服，来探索一下整个城堡到底里面有什么东西啊？这里有可选探索城堡，而且这个音乐不对劲，你会发现啊，这音乐就是好像在偷窃的这音乐。Mats，快过来，咱们要干事情，你不能跟着，你在这儿给我
stay，
待着别动啊，抓紧时间。好，咱们去上面。咱们准备喝瓶酒，存个档啊。这个音乐一听就不对，立马发现这个地方有怪异的事情了。咱把门打开，这里是私人位置。好，绕到这边。不行，再近一点。 啊，这样可以了。OK， 找到钥匙。好的。好，换上绅士服。先找克拉拉去。我先洗把脸吧。
The Lord... Well, I never. The great warrior himself has come to visit. I can't remember the last time anyone beat Michael. You didn't hold back.
Well, you didn't make it easy. And that's good. I don't like fighting with wretches who haven't a chance in hell.
It's a shame there aren't more like you. Now, let's have a look. What kind of hosts would we be if I sent you back to your lord in that state?
Oh, thanks. Well, I certainly can't refuse care from a lovely lass like yourself.
Well, I've done what I could. Better now?
Aye. Much better. Thanks a lot.
I'm glad. Will you tell me who you are?
Henry. Lord Capon's retainer. We're on a mission from Lord Bombergov.
Oh, I'm Clara. Nice to meet you, Sir Knight.
My sword is at your service, miss.
Blimey! No one's ever said anything like that to me before. But it's not your sword I need so much as your legs.
My legs?
I have to go and get fresh herbs for our sick folks. It's not far, but I'll be grateful for an escort and protector. And if you tell me about your chivalrous deeds, it'll shorten the time.
I will be only too happy to escort such a comely maid.
Comely? You'll make me blush. Come on then, let's go. If I don't get back soon, the sick will start to treat themselves with schnapps, and that wouldn't do. Shall we go?
是被这妹子相中了啊，来跟随吧。
Our little fortress doesn't impress you much, I suppose. You must be used to real castles. Actually, that's why I'm so pleased you're here. A bit of excitement at last. Tell me more about knights, or better still, about yourself. Where have you been? What have you seen?
All right, then. Some time ago, my native region, far from here, was plagued by a gang of bandits. I tracked them, and it wasn't easy, until I found their secret stronghold in an abandoned village. A battle broke out. I fought my way to the loft of a run-down church. There, I found their leader and killed him in a duel.
You really aren't any run-of-the-mill man-at-arms. At least I have nothing to fear when I'm with you. Tell me more, please.
Once, I was on the trail of this scoundrel, but the sly fox hid in the cloisters of Sasau Monastery. So I had to become a novice to track him down.
Good heavens! So you're actually a monk?
No. I entered the monastery under a false name, so I'd say I'm not a real monk.
That's good to know. Thank you for telling me your stories. It's nothing like my life. I just patch up the lads when they come back cut up and bruised, like last time. But I have other talents too.
这个妹子是个医师，个草药师，她做的事情跟这个帕弗莱娜有点类似啊，擅长配药，然后擅长包扎治疗，简单的这些东西。腰间有一个是什么药壶吗？一个草药袋。穿得很朴实，气质不错。这个妹子也是《天国拯救2》当中第一个拥有画面感，大家懂啊？这画面感的女角色。
This really is a lovely spot. If it was up to me, I'd just lie down in the grass and take it easy. But I can't.
Why not?
I have to gather herbs to treat the wounded. When the ointments and concoctions run out,
They reach for the liquor, and if his lordship found out I was dawdling, he'd have my guts for garters.
Does Sir Yaramir treat you badly?
Not at all. He's a good master, but strict, I can't lie. Still, now you're here, you can help me with those herbs. Then maybe we'll find a moment.
For dawdling? I can.
Maybe I'll tell you some stories in return.
Sure. I'll be glad to help. What do you need?
I need marigold, a lot of it ideally. Then poppy and some sage. It all grows in the glade here, but sometimes it takes a while to find.
All right. I'll be right back.
Thank you. I'll wait here.
需要金盏花、罂粟以及那什么啊，这个鼠尾草啊。好，鼠尾草够了，然后是蓟草不要，咱们需要金盏花，罂粟是红色的，哎不对，是这个。要5份，好，罂粟也可以了，然后是金盏花，金盏花的话，在这儿呢。一次2份，到处都是，满山遍野。好嘞，搞定。
I've got everything.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot. You've really helped me out.
You promised you'd tell me something.
I will. Don't worry. But first I want to show you something. Hurry.
This 这个地方妹子很熟嘛。
Now tell me what's so important that you couldn't tell me back there in the glade.
I wanted to give you a riddle.
A riddle? Why?
You'll know soon enough. Now listen. I bloom in silence, a petal's grace, a delicate charm in a hidden place, a whispered scent, a subtle ploy. What am I, elusive and coy? Solve this riddle, unlock the joy.
The only petal I see here is called Clara.
The right answer. And now for your reward. I hope they didn't hear us in the fortress. People wouldn't half talk. If you're as good as that on the battlefield, may God have mercy on your enemies.
I'm not so considerate on the battlefield, because as a true knight, I must do everything I can for a damsel in distress.
You'll soon be a begging knight if you carry on like that.
What do you mean?
Well, I can grind the seeds and the like, but not every damsel in distress knows the recipe.
Shall we stay a while longer?
No, up you get. I've got enough herbs and the sick are waiting. Pass me my clothes, please.
Sure. I should get dressed too.
Farewell for now, Henry, and thanks for your help.
好啊，直接搞定。不说吧，对吧？我一个有身体语言的。好，下一步的话，咱们继续探索城堡啊。这个我来跟这个克拉拉聊聊，看能不能跟他一起提到这关于城堡诡异的事情。
I'd love to give you more of my time.
好吧，已经不能对话了。那行，咱们走。钥匙已经到手啊，直接把那个人催走就行了。
Well, Henry?
这里咱们需要先存个档啊，避免这个说服失败等等之类的。
God be with you.
Sir Yaramir is looking for you.
Huh? What does he want?
Something to do with horses. He says that's your forte.
Fucking hell! Pelzel's cocked up again, and it's up to me to put it right, as usual.
And, wash up a bit so you don't scare anyone, huh?
是的，我要去洗个澡了。关门，这里是禁区啊。
What do you want now? You've already taken everything I have. Sooner or later, Otto von Bergau will find out the truth and have you all hanged, believe you me.
Hold on. You've got me mixed up with someone. It was Lord von Bergov who sent me here.
What? If you're not one of those cutthroats, what are you doing here?
I swear by all that's holy, I came from Trotsky on a mission from Lord von Bergov.
Thank God. Fortune smiles on me. I'm Jaromir Nebak. You
这才是真的。
And tell Sir Otto that bandits have seized the fortress and are holding me captive. Tell him to bring an army and put an end to their mischief.
Why should I believe you?
Haven't you noticed what's going on in the fortress? I give you my word as a noble. I swear to you. Waste no time and get back to Trotsky.
When we arrived, their leader pretended to be you and tried to deceive us.
The bastard!
Who is he?
I haven't a clue. I've never seen him before, and he didn't bother to introduce himself. His men call him Captain. But the way he behaves and speaks, I reckon he's high-born. Now, stop wasting time. Go and tell Otto von Bergau.
How did they take the fortress, then?
We don't have time for storytelling, for Christ's sake. If they catch you here, all will be lost. Hurry back to Trotsky.
Well, Lord von Bergov is bound to ask me that, and I don't want to just stand there gaping like a stuffed owl.
Well, all right. It was a stormy night. Somehow they managed to climb the cliff, I suppose. They just suddenly appeared in the fortress, that's all. They wiped out my guards, burst into the tower. They took us by complete surprise. I didn't have many men, and most of them died before they could draw their swords. They took me captive. This is all that's left of us. Now you know. So what are you waiting for? Go to Sir Otto.
I'll tell Lord von Bergov everything. You can depend on me, sir.
God bless you. Now go.
I can't go straight away. I have to wait till my lord's meeting is over. Otherwise, it would be suspicious.
For God's sake. At least get your horses ready then. So you can leave at once. God be with you.
好，咱们出去的时候先存个档，又直接被发现，那就去尴尬，就出不去了，这样子。再来一份。好，可以了。
I've got this pretty pilgrim's badge, if you ain't chicken.
接下来咱们等待这个谁汉斯卡彭的结束啊，咱们动作相对来说快了一点，就装作什么都不知道。
It's nice to meet someone from the trade. I'm also a blacksmith.
Is that so? Good lord, I wouldn't have expected that. You must have had a slice of luck to be hanging out with nobles. Me and my brother wanted to get out of the smithing trade, but something always brought us back. I'm Steer. Pleased to meet you, sir.
Henry. How's trade? The plates here. Is that your work?
Well, I wish. If I could make stuff like that, me and my brother wouldn't be stuck here. We just keep it in good nick. Mend it when the lads get it beat up, which they do all the time.
Tell me about it. I've straightened bent nails and knives and saws till I couldn't see straight. Folks don't take care of things, and then they're surprised.
You took the words out of my mouth. And it's work from dawn to dusk, day in, day out. And if you saw the work waiting for me down below and in the tower, no end to it.
Hold on. I'll go down there and help you out. The work will go faster with an extra pair of hands.
No, don't go anywhere. What I mean is, thanks for the offer. But we can't have a guest working here, can we? And besides, you get in the way down there. They're working on the fortifications. Better go and play dice with Twerk or something. Make the most of your free time till your lord gets back.
All right, whatever you say. I just wanted to help.
Oh, I know you did. But I can manage by myself. Really. Let's leave it at that.
You said you have a brother.
Aye, they call him Bull. The poor bloke tries hard enough, but he ain't got the knack. So he just helps out where he can. Or he does any work that's needed. He's working below on the fortification repairs right now. He'd be better off learning a different trade. But times is hard. This way, at least we're together. That's the main thing. Have you got anyone next to you on life's journey?
The war took my parents. I was left alone.
Sacre. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know what I'd do if I lost my brother. He may be a bit... simple. But he's kith and kin. Oh well. At least you've got your lord, eh? What's he like, actually?
Moody and frivolous, with a taste for wenches and booze. And it's always me who pays for his cock-ups.
He's got you well trained.
咱们在这个汉斯卡夫后面嚼舌根是不是有点不太厚道啊？
And what's your lord like?
My lord doesn't like it when folks talk about him behind his back. Better leave it at that. I reckon it's time I got back to work.
这里的人都有一种表现，就是不想让咱们一个陌生人啊，这个他们的团队涉及的太多，涉足的太多啊，一旦咱们要帮忙什么，他就直接推脱啊，不要，就这样子。克拉拉呢
？Fuck me.
I'd love to give you more of my time, but I have to prepare the herbs as soon as possible.
这都属于偷窃，咱们不要摸啊。
Time's passed. Sir Hans's meeting is most likely over.
It's a good thing you've come. We're all finished here. Excellent! My favourite retainer and protector just when I need him. The mission is fulfilled. It was a good meeting. In fact, we had a nice long chat. Sir Yaramir is a pleasant fellow, and he promised to send some men to help Lord von Bergov, of course. So we got what we came for. What about you? Did you have fun?
你个小屁孩。又被骗了。
Glad you're alive.
Is there something wrong?
You bet there is. The whole fortress has been taken over by bandits. They attacked it and took Sir Yaramir prisoner. They're pretending to be his garrison. And you didn't speak to Nebak, but to their chief. Thank Christ they didn't take you prisoner as well.
What?
I found the real Nebak in jail. I swear to God it's all true. We have to disappear as quickly as possible before they take us captive as well.
Oh, shit! Well, then we better leave right now. You can explain it properly on the way. Oh, this place again. Oh, it makes my blood run cold. But it's good we're back safe. I was somewhat afraid they might send someone after us. Especially after what you said on the way about Sir Yaramir being a prisoner. It was clever of you to sniff out the deception, Henry. I'll take my hat off to you. Lord von Bergov must be informed.
Give me a moment. I need a rest after that long journey.
Are you trying to be funny? You can rest later. We have to tell von Bergov right now that Sir Yaramir is being held prisoner.
不给休息。
Welcome back, Sir Hans. Henry?
Greetings, sir.
I'm glad you got back safe and sound. Now let's get down to business. Lord Capon, what news do you bring from Sir Yaramir? How many of his men can I count on?
None, my lord. The situation is worse than you can imagine. Nebakov fortress has been taken over by bandits, and Sir Yaramir is their prisoner.
What?
their leader posed as Sir Yaramir. While I negotiated with him, Henry found out the truth.
They attacked the fortress at night. They managed to climb the rock in the lower part of the fortress and scale the fortifications. Sir Yaramir and his garrison had no chance.
A bold move, that. It's a pity the bastards didn't break their necks trying. But their luck has run out now. I shall make sure of that.
The bandits' leader is some nobleman. But that's all Sir Yaramir knows about him. He's never seen him in these parts before.
Of course their leader is a nobleman. Who else would be able to plan and execute such a conquest?
Sir Yaramir urgently requests that you send a force to Nebakov and free him.
I will, of course. The news might actually be better than it seems.
What's good about it? They seized the fortress.
At last, we know where to strike. They thought they would gain a foothold, but instead they walked into a trap. Nebakov will be easy to besiege. We will set out when we have enough men mustered. That heap of sticks will not last a day against my knights.
We will support you in the field, of course, but before we take the fortress, I'm very keen to finish the business we came about.
There will be time enough for that. There are several loose ends to tidy up before we attack Nebakov. You have proved yourselves most capable, so I will let you take care of it. We caught one of those bastards who ambushed us.
What? How?
A stroke of luck, more than anything. He's under lock and key down in the dungeons.
And? Did you get anything out of him, sir?
It turns out he's a tough nut to crack. My men haven't yet got a word out of him.
What about torture, sir?
That is just it. The men are superstitious. They say unclean work fits only for an executioner, and it seems we don't have one here. So they just beat him a little. But the bastard certainly knows how to hold his tongue.
Damn!
I thought you might also be interested in what he knows. He's most likely from the same band that attacked you. I don't know what you think about such superstitions, Lord Capon. But if you want to try and get something out of him, I will not hold you back. If he doesn't sing, he is of no use to us anyway. We need to know who he is in league with. Because it is not possible that they could evade us for so long without local support.
That's an offer that's hard to resist, Sir Otto. I have a whole list of questions for that scoundrel, and superstitions mean nothing to me.
All the instruments you need are right there. Make him regret the day he took up arms against us.
卡彭这个小菜鸡啊，这冯博尔格在拿咱们做这个脏手啊，真的是，哎。
Well, we'll interrogate him, sir. But I confess torture is as distasteful for me as it is for your men.
I thought you would want to settle scores for the ambush.
Have you forgotten what they did to Oates and the others? What they put us through?
No, I haven't. But I'm a Christian, and I won't lower myself to their level. We'll get it out of him without torture.
We shall see about that. But who knows? Maybe you will have more success than my men. You have already surprised me once or twice, so I'm interested to see if you can do it again. And if not, I shall just hang the bastard. As a warning to the others. Nevertheless, while we are dealing with nuisances, did you notice anything suspicious on my estate while I was away? Something that might put us on the trail of those scoundrels, say.
I'm afraid I can't help you there, sir. While you were away, I spent my time, hunting. And after that, I was a guest in your cellars.
That's true. And you, Henry?
这里是关键节点啊，千万不能乱选。如果这里选择这个 选谁谁就死，选谁谁就死。这个比如说咱们选择塞米的儿子，也就是新郎官离开了自己的婚礼，那以后塞米就会被攻陷、被残杀、被屠戮啊。这个时候咱们选择一个不痛不痒的，这里有游民，游民的话也会让他们赶出去的。我来想想啊，十字军骑士出现在这，也不要说啊，发生了一次谋杀案。塔霍夫州的人在争吵，咱们来一个宗教法庭光临了托斯克维兹吧。
I heard that the Inquisition is nosing around in Troskowitz.
Well, well. I would love to know what they are looking for here. I shall task Ulrich with finding out. It is a good thing you mentioned it. The best way to judge a noble is by those who serve him. And you are reflecting very well on Lord Capon. Now, to more pleasant business. My personal bodyguard, Lord Bartosz, also known as Black Bartosz, came back from Prague with me. An outstanding swordsman, among other things. So if you want to take your mind off things or fancy some training, as my esteemed guest, he will be at your service. You will most likely find him at the sword fighting arena in the outer.
之前已经跟他聊过了。
For you, Henry, he will have a gift from my personal armory as a token of my gratitude for your services.
Thank you, sir.
好的，这么一来，接下来就要开始进行审讯啊，然后呢去拿到奖励，这是下一步的事情。那今天咱们这一期的中世纪乔斯克维兹的城堡这里到这儿就结束了，我是萨利，让我们下期再见，拜拜。